Good morning and welcome to TechBridge. For those joining us online, we'd like to welcome you. For the benefit of seeing me at least once in the recording, I'll come this side. Our seating arrangement is a bit weird. So here I am at the back. I'll circulate put much shots of myself in future documentation so you can see me. Once again, I'd like to thank you for making time to come today. We have a very interesting program ahead of us. But before we jump into that business, may I ask for anyone in the audience to volunteer to open the session for us in prayer, please? Amen. All right, thank you, everybody. We're chasing time a little bit. Our introduction session will be done by Ms. Togomia, the chair. Apologies about that. We had a little bit of technical problems on our side. Jabulani is not the best of places to have this Wi-Fi network going, but hopefully through TechBridge, some of these issues are going to be addressed. So I'm going to share the screen again. I'm jumping straight into it. My name is Kodishang Tshwaane. I am from Internet Society South Africa chapter. Today is our first session with ECD practitioners for TechBridge. So what I'm sharing right now is the program that we have today. So opening and welcome, everybody that's here. I respect time. ECD practitioners are very much on the clock. We'll do our own opening and welcome during teas and whatnot so you can get to know me better. I want to jump straight into the program. So I'm going to be taking you through the introduction for TechBridge. I'm going to be taking you through the TechBridge online learning program. And then we have Sthembiso from YEM Education, who's going to be taking us through the Google for Education programs. YEM also runs programs for Google, whether it's AI, training, awareness, and events in townships across the country. After that, I'll take you through Internet Society learning and the opportunities there. And then we are going to have Mr. Athan Malambo from MYCOZA. He's going to take us through online presence and how we can leverage on it to improve our facilities and workflow. And then at the end, we have Mrs. Mahlodi Zondo from Amani Good Parenting, who's going to take us through digital well-being and mental health and the impacts of this technology and how we can balance things out with these kids moving forward. So without wasting more time, I am going to stop sharing and jump into the presentation that I had prepared. Again, those that are online joining us, please let me know if you can see the screen. Mondli, can you see the screen that I'm sharing? Mondli? Those joining us online, can you see the screen that we're sharing?
Yes, we can see the screen. It says Internet Society South Africa chapter has started screen sharing.
Okay, so you are seeing it now?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So once again, welcome to TechBridge. The program was conceptualized by Internet Society South Africa chapter back in 2023. This program was rolled out in Western Cape, Stellenbosch, in the schools that side. So as people that stay in Gauteng, we said we also want a piece of a TechBridge to work with our ECD practitioners, our primary schools and high schools. So let me just scroll down to the next page, sorry. There we go. So what is TechBridge? So it's an initiative by Internet Society Foundation and Internet Society South Africa chapter, and it's put together by multiple partners in the ICT industry and sectors. So TechBridge is picking up on a program that used to be called programs like MYCOZA Cares. So MYCOZA Cares used to take and they would filter it back into schools and learning environments and crèches and preschools for kids to learn about digital solutions. But then with a focus of providing educators and caregivers with skills, tools to be able to leverage off of digital technologies and resources of the internet. So that's essentially what TechBridge is. So as we are sitting here today, we are hoping to say that you can also come with us on this journey where we share the tools, we share the resources, we help you access funding and change the way our young children are learning and how they are structured. Because I'm from a generation where the first time you see a PC, you are in university or age. The children these days are lucky because they have these mobile computers that we call cell phones, that we call tablets, that they can access. But what are they doing with those devices? How are they supervised? Which programs are they using? How are parents facilitating to pay for the data? And what are these children using it for? So that's the introduction to TechBridge itself. So it's skills, it's tools, it's resources, it's working together. So as educators, as part of TechBridge, you are not going to be working in silos or working in echo chambers. TechBridge is a national program. So you're going to be paired with teachers from the Western Cape, you're going to be paired with teachers from Limpopo, and as it grows, we are going to share our human capital and resources together so that we can uplift our communities. Essentially, this program from the Internet Society side, we are targeting townships and rural areas. You know what I mean? We're not targeting well-off areas and suburbs and stuff like that. So we want these technologies and trainings to reach our townships and rural areas. So I think on this next slide, it explains what Internet Society is. Internet Society was founded in 1992, and it's a global non-profit organization that ensures that the internet is open and free and people can be globally connected. So it promotes policies that standardizes practices and enhances the usability of the internet. So basically they build the internet, they promote the internet, and they defend the internet. We live in Africa. So the internet is constantly under attack in Africa from a political perspective, business, sometimes it's more expensive. So it's not something we can take for granted that it can always be there, because some governments can come and say, we are doing an internet shutdown. Our neighbors in Zimbabwe experienced it. Ethiopia, they experienced it. Nigeria, all over you read about internet shutdowns. And the more we are getting our young children to use internet tools for education, when there's an internet shutdown, it affects their education and their growth, development, and opportunities. So we need to also champion that thing of how do we as educators protect the internet, and how do we align ourselves as educators to the ethos of Internet Society. So they also do courses on advocacy, digital rights, inclusivity, cybersecurity, and they have programs for champions and so forth. But for more information about Internet Society, we will share the links and the websites and the opportunities at the end of the session. So another part of this component is Internet Society Foundation. Internet Society Foundation, it was established in 2019. A job of Internet Society Foundation is to focus on funding initiatives to be able to strengthen the internet. So this is the funding body that makes Internet Society to be able to do its work and connect the unconnected. So also here, you find grants for educators, you find grants for building community networks. So if you are coming or representing a community where internet is scarce, or you are relying on one Vodacom tower, or there's no internet, you have to go to the next town to get something. Being part of Internet Society and being part also of Internet Society Foundation enables you to be a champion for your community and get funding for them to get connected to the internet. Because even while we are going through today's training, there's a reason why I'm starting with this foundation of the internet. Most of the courses that we have now and the opportunities we have, they are on the internet. When you are not connected to the internet, you are missing out to 80% of the opportunities. The other 20%, you have to travel. And even after traveling, they'll say, hey, drop us an email. Oh, go to our website. Oh, didn't you see this? Follow our blog and so forth. So that's why I wanted to share this opportunity amongst the ECD practitioners here to say, if you are from a community where the internet is bad or there's no internet, become a member of Internet Society and champion building a Wi-Fi network for your community so that your community does not get left behind in the fourth industrial revolution. Even the fourth industrial revolution is in the past now. We're talking 6 out now. So let's make sure that we keep our communities updated. So I just say this mouse is moving very quick, very sensitive. Yeah, there we go. So how's the program structured? The program is structured in a couple of pillars. The first pillar is digital literacy. I know you might be joining us online, for the people online, or you might be in the audience here and say, digital literacy, this guy is going to be teaching us about typing and using a mouse and a PC and Windows and what. I know how to do that. But to be able for us to access the same education at the same time, there are those amongst us that need a refresher course. You might know computer literacy from when you know how to use a PC, but there are certain standards that have been updated when it comes down to how AI functions, how cybersecurity functions, and how softwares function. So that's why we want to build a strong foundation with digital literacy to start over with everybody. It's going to be a short course when we do the digital literacy one, something like 1 week, so that we don't bore the people that know how to use PCs, but at the same time, we give an opportunity to the other generations and other people that want a refresher course to get something. So this is going to be self-paced learning. This is going to have extensive resources. So this is a rabbit hole, by the way, digital literacy. You can take it from the top, or you can go very, very deep and get extra resources. So after that, we're going to focus on Internet Society courses. Reason being for that is to say, they offer a wide courses when it comes down to internet policies, cybersecurity, and other things that you can implement in your learning institutions. As we are gathered here today, I'm guessing everybody in the room is an ECD practitioner or running a preschool, or, right? I'm correct, I'm in the right place, right? So you deal with very sensitive information in South Africa. Anybody knows how's the child trafficking stats for our country? They're high, né? So when a parent entrusts you with their child and their information and their birth certificate and whatnot, where do you store it? How do you protect that information? How do you make sure that people don't hack the software that you're using, your computer, your phone? So these courses will help you put together policies and structures for your learning environment so that you can safeguard the future of South Africa. You can safeguard our children. You'll see, I think in the first photo that I did, let me roll back a bit. Can you see I purposefully did this? This picture, I made sure that you can't see the children. This is the first point of attack. They come to your crèche's Facebook, they start shopping for kids. They're like, no, I like that one. That one is cute. They go to that crèche. That crèche, it has its operating hours. It has its address, phone number. If we go at the right time, say, and maybe we saw a video of this young kid saying her name. I can say, I'm so-and-so's uncle, the mother's late. I collect the child is gone. So how do you treat digital content for these young kids? How do you secure them? Recently, we did a program called Global Encryption Day. It's recorded, the resources are there, the courses are there, and I suggest that you learn about encryption so that you can also encrypt the information of not only your students and your learners, but of your staff members and of your organization, because you, believe it or not, crèches are targeted by people that do these things, because some of them, they take these children for what we call ransom. If you want the baby back, pay this man. And we are seeing that rise in South Africa. They are targeting business people. So they might know that a business person has their child at your crèche. And then that's how you get targeted. Let me just go back to the slide we were on. Let's see. Yeah, so those are the courses from Internet Society. Following that, we're going to be doing online presence courses. So I'm saying courses, it might be condensed into one thing, it might be broken into other things. The reason why we have these pillars and we have the TechBridge program, because it is a bridge you might be halfway already walking across this bridge of technology and you just need a few things. So you will be able to pick and choose which modules make sense to you to start with. So there's not going to be a guided process where it says, we start here, besides the digital literacy. After we do the digital literacy, you are free to shop to say, I want to focus on this, I want to focus on this, I want to focus on this. So the online presence that Athan from MYCOZA is going to be talking about deals with the domain. Let me give you another example. Can I get a name of a crutch? Any crutch? Dumisho. So Dumisho, right? Do you guys have a Facebook? Not Facebook. How the market are drawing the pictures alone? Zaban or Zakrech?
Since provided
Oh, so you stop, ne? All right. So website Leon. Right. That's a good one. That's a good one. So in the case where the crutch has a social media presence, but Abana website, they didn't finish their online presence. So what other people will do, they look at the social media stuff and they say, fine, we're going to register a domain, Galibito La Duminsho, because they don't have a domain. And we're going to put up a fake website. And then we're going to put up a fake payment system. Pella, it's December. We need the money. No, that's something we'll dive into. FN will be able to do that. So I'm just making an example, a radical example of someone who has a social media presence, whether it's TikTok or whatever, and maybe they're not showing the pictures of the babies, but then they don't have a website. So this malicious actor, they register a domain, they set up the emails, they build the website, they find your logo, they put up fake information, they put up a payment gateway, they say we are recruiting 20% special. When you bring 2 kids, half the price, pay now. Parents are desperate. You know what I mean? The education system, ECD is now falling under basic education, right? How's that system holding up for registering kids? So if a parent sees an advert on Facebook saying easy registration for a child starting preschool, they jump on it because nobody is really helping them. What you see? So they pay. Money is gone. They filter it into crypto. It's out of the country. And then these people, they come to your venue because those people wrote all your details except for your phone number and your email. They wrote your address, they wrote this and that and that. That January, you get Kodishang coming there with Kanya's daughter. It's like, yes, what is it? And we also paid for the uniform, and we also paid for the stationery, and we also paid for the after-school activities, and we also paid for swimming lessons, and we also paid for this. And it sounds funny until it happens, because we deal with cybersecurity, we see it happening. And then you are standing there like, we don't have such a thing. And when they show you a full website of your things, and you're like, can this person who did this maybe sell it to me so I can use it? Because it's so good. It's so convincing, you know what I mean? So as ECD practitioners, we have to look into the online presence and how we secure it and how we do it. Even today, with the numbers that are here, I was expecting more people, but I'm thinking to say, from each and every one of you that are here, those that have a domain, tough luck, but then we'll give you something else. Those that don't have a domain here today, we must leave with your details and help you register a domain. It must be registered by this man of MYCOZA there. You must get at least a free domain for a year. And then moving forward, you'll pay for your own domain. Because we've got to stop, we've got to close the windows for these thieves to come in and the doors and lock down our environment. So anyway, FN is going to be talking about that a bit more. And then we have Google Education, Google for Education. Google for Education is a resource that we are not utilizing enough. I don't want to lie. It has resources for quizzes, it has resources for trainers, it has resources for writing, developing a digital curriculum, it has resources for marking, it has resources to interact with parents while the children are doing their homework. Wow, it has everything built into it. But to speak more on that, I'm not going to take away his shine. Sthembiso will come and tell us more about Google Education. And then, Now let's come to the fun part. This is the part I enjoy as I saw. Community networks. I'm not gonna say much on it. I already told you that when you're coming from a community where there's no internet, let's speak after the meeting. You're part of TechBridge now. TechBridge on paper, it's a program that starts today with this introduction session. It's open from end of November, online resources until the end of January. But our path as South Africans and people that live in Gauteng, actually, yeah, and across the country, it doesn't end on that end 31 January 2025, because the work we need to do is a long-term thing. So that's why I'm going to introduce you to different platforms where it's either it's funding or other educators or other resources. So that year in, year out, how it's been benefiting the ECDs. Now, continued learning and collaboration, that's what I was talking about now. When you're part of this program, I'm just expecting you to say that, just have it in your heart that you're not going to stop learning now. Because like that man is sitting there, Kadi 30, October, Lady 31, he took kids and young people to Google more something by into AI. So computer stuff is always evolving. So the learning cannot stop. We can't say we passed, we got our certificates and everything. AI is moving forward, cybersecurities are being different, so we're going to keep learning and keep collaborating. So especially this where there are collaborations, we are going to be having different types of collaborations, whether it's collaborating with Department of Education, whether it's collaborating with private sector companies, whether it's collaborating with ICT companies in our communities. But we are going to walk this journey together as members. And then, let me see, what do we have here? Oh yeah. While we are talking about that, certification and qualifications. This is a mixed training program. There's going to be hands-on training, especially the community network stuff where we are showing you how to set up a community network. And maybe, but on request, we might do a physical training for computer literacy. We'll see how that goes. Other courses, they have certificates. So in Internet Society Learning, there's certificates. In Google, there's certificates, right, Sthembiso? There are certificates. In Ellison, you can, ellison.com is another one of the platforms, and Lebo Khan Academy. They have NQF level qualifications, but when it's free to do the course. When you finished it and you passed, only then you pay your 700 rands or local certificates. But those ones are qualified, NQF qualified here for the country. So how it will work is that on the online platform, yeah, Internet Society, at the beginning of a course, there will be an introduction saying, this is the course. How long does it take? What are the requirements? Do you need a laptop? Do you need a computer? Do you need internet? Do you need the what, and your skill level? What do you get? Do you get a certificate? What form of qualification do you have? What's the entry level? That's going to be in the introduction for each and every course. Who's providing these courses? We have Internet Society Learning, Google for Education, Girl Hype. Girl Hype, they do coding. So they focus on coding for females. That's their demographic. But they don't leave out the boy child. So if you've got boys that are interested in coding, they're there. It's last year. This year in June, between ViewMax and YEM, we had the Youth Expo. And at the Youth Expo, we had the team from Weaving Code. So I didn't write them down there, but it can be a collaboration that comes. Weaving Code, they take matriculants that are interested in coding, they teach them, give them an internship and jobs, and place them in jobs, whether it's banks, wherever, government, so this list of course providers is going to keep increasing. YEM Leona is going to keep giving us different courses when it comes to AI. By the way, this guy who's sitting here, now I'll put you there so that people know. He used to take kids from Ward 34 and take them to the South African Aviation Group and teach them how to fly drones. Some of them, they went on to say, I don't want to fly drones. I want to be a pilot on SAA. So under his watch, in 10 years, there's at least 1 or 2 pilots that are flying your commercial planes. from a child who was in the township not having anything. So Leona is YEM education. He will come with me learning. So he used to do also robotics for the crèche, Lebanon, with Arduino. I don't want to talk too much on it. That's his spotlight. He'll talk about it. Here at ViewMax Interactive Media, which is me also, I'm wearing two party hats. My one hat is Internet Society. The other one is ViewMax. We teach kids how to develop websites and online platforms so that they can be part of this digital age. So normally we say if the child can type and write, whether it goes standard 5 or standard 6 or grade 8. Yeah, grade 8, we can take them. So before I go into Q&A, I want to say something very important. And I want to emphasize this. Each and every one of you in my books and in the chapters books and Internet Society, you guys are champions. You guys are nation builders. Your results and the way you build these children when they come to your preschools and ECD facilities impacts how they grow up as an individual. So before we go into a Q&A, I'll tell you a little story about myself. Now I'm a student from Wellbeing Primary. From Wellbeing Primary, my mom was a nurse. She wasn't around to teach me Pedi. I sucked at it. Ramonja principal called her and said, no, your kid is failing Pedi. How's he failing in mother language? And then she took me to a school in town. When I got to that school in town, I got introduced to different elements, started teaching school, and then my mom said, hey, boarding school. At boarding school, I was in standard 4. I don't know what grade is that, but I was in standard. That shows you how naughty I was from a young age. I was in standard 4. When I was in standard 4, there were bullies in boarding school. And then there was this one teacher, his name is Mr. Raju. He said to me, just come to the computer lab. So I started learning about DOS and programming from standard 4. The computer lab was my refuge away from bullies, but it ended up becoming my life. I've been in this sector of coding, robotics, and computers from standard 4. Here's the receipts. That's my sister sitting over there. She can tell you. So that shaped my life and it changed me. So even with you, you can mold the next Elon Musk. You can mold the next Bill Gates, especially at a crèche level, when we catch them there and we show them different things like there's one by MIT, is a coding platform for kids where it looks like they're playing a game, but they're actually learning how to code. So we introduce all these things from a young age so that you guys can be instrumental in giving South Africa new leaders in the next 20 years. Because TechBridge is starting now, got 2024. So in 20 years' time, we should be able to track and say, how many ICT gurus came from this program? Because from ECD, you guys hand over the kids to primary schools. From primary schools, when they go over to, okay, I'm looking at the time, I still got 3 minutes. From primary school, they go to high school by education. But I promise you, if that child falls in love with computers and technology and coding and robotics at crèche level, there's no stopping that child. No hard coding will be difficult for him because that will be his passion. You don't need to force him to do it. They'll be doing it all the time. So with that said, questions and answers. Do we have any? There's also questions and answers on the online. Eh? I'll try to pull up the chat. If you have any questions there, you can just type them or unmute and share them with us. But we'll start with the audience here. Thank you. Maybe Anyan.
Cybersecurity and encryption. We then have a person that supports us when we during the online learning, because I understand it's online learning, so we will get support and we'll also be teaching us exactly how to do it ourselves. Thank you.
Is there another question before I answer that one from the floor? Can you introduce yourself, like Hello,
Hello, Vicky here from Wellbeing. I'd like to know concerning the MIT. Are there games that you can maybe tell us about so that we can teach the children about these games? Get them to learn them so that they can learn them.
Okay, no problem.
Suggestions.
All right, got it. So let's start with the courses. Each and every one of the courses has a course leader. So the course leader's job is to ensure to say that if there are any questions or people that are stuck, they can elaborate and help them, right? So, for instance, the cybersecurity one, it's an Internet Society Learning course. So there will be a course leader allocated to that. There will be a group. So normally in Internet Society, when courses happen, they group learners. So in that group, you have a forum, you have a WhatsApp, and you have the course leader. So that when you don't understand something, you can ask your colleagues and then you can ask the course leader, right? When you are stuck, you also have direct access to the person who's providing the course. So for instance, if I had to be doing a course on internet governance or cybersecurity, as a course leader, when you're stuck, you have access to me via email and the forum. So also on the MIT thing, it's called Scratch, by the way. Now my brain is thinking. I'm sorry. I haven't had my cup of coffee, but don't worry, it's called Scratch. Sthembiso knows them, these games. I think maybe please touch on that when you're talking about Google Education. Yeah. So it's called Scratch. But besides Scratch, there are other innovative things that we can source either from Khan Academy or Brilliant. So these are the collaborations I was talking about. As time goes on, we'll also be writing proposals to get better programs that work for us. So yeah, one, there are people there. Two, the program is called Scratch, but Sthembiso is going to talk about it. And with that said, if there's no questions online, let me stop sharing this screen and come to our program again. I just want to share the screen of our program. All right, so let's see. I got 30 more minutes. Yes, it's now 10 o'clock. I'm very excited to be here. It took years to get here, you know, as Internet Society. There was Internet Society Gauteng. They were more focused on installing access points in internet. Internet Society South Africa is more on the educational side. So I'm very happy for TechBridge because it's an opportunity for us to look into and dive into the learning aspect. So I want to go to ISSAC Learning quickly. Let me stop sharing. Those online that are joining us, I'll also share the link for ISSAC Learning. Just share. Alrighty. Those online, please let me know if you can see the screen. This is ISSAC Learning, the ISSAC Learning
Yes,
portal.
we can see it.
All right, thank you very much. So the links that I'm beaming now, I'll let me put it. I'll put it in the chat once I stop sharing and once there's another speaker. But for now, we are on internetsociety.org/learning. So ISSAC Learning is a portal where you can boost your knowledge when it comes down to internet, and you can see courses that are available. So currently on ISSAC Learning, let me try to zoom in. So we've got advanced courses, we've got fundamentals of designing and deploying networks, we've got encryption courses, we've got internet governance courses. You know, I would even go as far as saying, when you are doing TechBridge, let's also dedicate some time to this one of internet governance. because the laws that are passed by government ends up affecting the ECD learning institutions. You understand? So we need to have a voice as preschools and creches to say, this is what we have to say when it comes down to internet governance. This is what we have experienced when it comes down to the children and the parents and everything. Please, when you are writing regulations, think about us as ECDs for this and this. Are you aware that if you have a loud enough voice in internet governance, you could bring about a policy where the government says all ECDs must be connected to fiber for free so that you don't pay? Already, you guys are doing the impossible. You are making the rent stretch so much. You know what I mean? Once a parent pays for school fees, you have to, it's food, it's security, it's this and that, you know what I mean? You're making it stretch. And now you have to also think of the internet to connect these young ones so that they can learn. It's too much. But if we do this course and we have a voice and we create a group for ECD practitioners around the country, we can bring about a change that can benefit the preschools and the children that attend it. So going back to the courses here, there's many other courses, you know what I mean? There are introduction courses, there are courses that are advanced, there are beginner courses. So as part of TechBridge, we will map out introductory courses that are targeted at ECD practitioners. From internet governance, things like cybersecurity, encryption, digital footprint is a good course also for ECD environments. So we'll also share this link to you so that you can visit it. I see a lot of people writing. These slides and things I'm sharing, I'm going to share with you. So when we invited you to TechBridge, did you notice that I didn't make a group? Because I need your permission to make the group on WhatsApp. Imagine all of you, you gave me your WhatsApp numbers and just form a group. In the morning, you get good morning, good afternoon, what, and all these weird messages. No. So I'm hoping that by the end of today, we'll also decide to say, what's the best platform we're going to use to communicate? Is it email? Is it WhatsApp? Is it a forum? And then we stick to it so that we can communicate, because in the world of technology, things move fast. When opportunities come, we need to be able to have a voice. These are some of the learners from YEM. So Lebona, they will probably share their story during the day, how technology helped them. Thank you. So moving on about the courses, right? So in order to access the courses in ISSAC learning, you need to be a member of Internet Society, right? Also, I'll go as far as saying, when you register with Internet Society, just select Internet Society South Africa chapter, because there's a chapter here in the country. So with the chapter being here, there's other opportunities that you can be exposed to, from learning, going abroad, meeting other practitioners in your same space, or opportunities to get funding to either upskill your teachers or that thing I was talking about of community networks. Our number one job at Internet Society is to connect the unconnected. But you can't just connect people and leave them in a vacuum without training. Hence, we have ISSAC learning. You know, there was a concept I was talking to Xhakaza about, to say that maybe for the guys and the ladies that are here that are mobile, when you buy a car, they want you to have a learner's, right? After that, they want you to have a driver's license to have a car, right? When you buy a gun, you have to go for lessons, right? And when you're gonna get a gun license, right? When you buy a phone, what do you need to do? What else? What else? That's it, ne? But do you know that a phone is more dangerous than a gun or a car? It's more dangerous than those two things in this day and age we're in. So in actual fact, when you buy a phone, there should be a course that you must do for cybersecurity so that you can unlock the phone. If you fail the course, And that course, by the way, it must be in all languages and simple, né? Maybe multiple questions. It's about to, I'm looking at Amani good parenting here, looking at me. It must be a simple course. But then how does the course say it opens your phone? Because guys, South Africa is targeted by people that do fraud. We spoke about this earlier. You buy a phone. What do? We do so many things when we buy phones. First thing that we do wrong, we buy a SIM card by Somali. Second thing we do wrong, we record with the wrong address. Third thing we do wrong, when Google says put in an email, hey, Thabiseng, come put an email here for me. I need to open, put an email, boom. And then you're off to the races. When you get hacked, you don't know where to recover. When you lose your SIM card and it's linked to your bank and everything, you're linking a SIM card to your bank that you bought from a Somali. Let that sink in for a second. You know what I mean? Just come cheers. So again, these are some of the learners from YM. So we do all these wrong things with a phone, but then at least if there were courses around it, we could educate our people on how to use it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, when you're working with children, your phones are targeted. It's a problem that Sim is not here. We have a resident hacker from YEM. He used to show people how phones get hacked in an environment like this. So as practitioners and ECDs, right now, how many of you searched for free Wi-Fi here? How many of you searched for free Wi-Fi? Free, okay. Those that were searching for free Wi-Fi here, that means you are guilty of always looking for free Wi-Fi elsewhere and you don't know what information they're taking from your phone. Stop doing that. Buy data, buy airtime, connect to trusted sources, connect to the Wi-Fi at your office, the Wi-Fi at home, the Wi-Fi by your sister. But once it starts getting dodgy, like airport Wi-Fi, don't connect. The hackers are busy there. Go airport. You know what they do to you at the airport when you connect? It will be written SAA, Wi-Fi free, we're now again. When you go in, they clone the phone, they clone the SIM card, you're on the plane, the pilot says, please switch on the seatbelt light and please switch off your phones. There was a guy honoring 18 hours MON. 18 hours MON, you land in America to an empty bank account. So fine. Back to reality now. ISSAC Learning has courses for you to defend yourself, defend your businesses, defend your learners, and to safeguard the information at Crèche. We are going to not dwell too much on it because it's extensive. The courses take time, so we're gonna curate them again and share them, right? So let me stop sharing this. I just want to go back to the program one more time to see. All right, so that's the TechBridge online learning. So again, online learning, for 15 more minutes. The online learning is going to be on ISSAC Learning. The online learning is going to be on Google for Education. The online learning is going to be on platforms from GelHype and so forth. So to be able to have a trusted list of online learning platforms we are going to be using for this program, we are going to list them on the Internet Society website to say, these are the online learning platforms. These are the courses that you learn from them. These are the contact details for the trainers. These are the contact details for so-and-so. And these are the ones that have certificates. These are the ones that has diplomas. These are the ones that are just, you know, practical learning for yourself. So I'm also keeping an eye on the clock. I've got 15 more minutes. So I wanted to touch also on, I wanted to find out from the audience, because today is not only about me talking to you guys. Today is about a conversation. So in the room, can I just have a show of hands? Who's done and completed online courses, whether it's UNISA or anything? Online courses. No, any course in J8 computer online. Yeah. Or correspondence learning. Let's widen the scope. Correspondence learning, Kibali, I got caught up in that. They send you the books, and then you study by yourself, and then the exam center. Who did correspondence learning also? Tamilin, yes. I owe them. Don't tell them. Tamilin, right? Cool. So I can or another distant learning or online learning, right? So with that said, I'm pleading with you. I'm begging you. Complete the online learning. It's not only for your personal benefit. It's for the benefit of the kids that come to ECD. It's for the benefit of your community. These courses are expensive to put together. These courses cost the chapter a lot of money. And too many times I've seen in South Africa dropout rates. TechBridge is going to have participants that finish the courses, do or die, because your job is too important. Your job is about shaping the future of the country and helping these kids. But we need more Kodishangs and Sthembisos and Simas out there. Okay, we need more, because South Africa is Salamura. I'll tell you that now. When it comes down to work and employment, AI is destroying. Vumex does websites. The way AI does websites, you can go right now to a website, type what you are doing, give it a logo, give it a little brief, and it will make a website start to end. Jobs are disappearing on the white collar side, on the blue collar side, and your unskilled labor. The only left place is to make sure that in the next 20 years, 30 years, we have young kids that can do machinery stuff and coding, and we build. Okay, I'm still on the online learning thing. I'll go back at that, but I need to emphasize this too, so that we can understand the gravity of why we need to finish these online courses. Is there a phone that we manufacture in South Africa? There was that one that President Cyril Ramaphosa gave money to in Durban. Ghana King, those guys from yeah, anyway, we don't manufacture them, but we buy them all the time. Do we manufacture TVs? But we buy them all the time. Do we manufacture computers? No, but we buy them all the time. We cannot let that process go on forever. We cannot be a nation that keeps buying things like the mouse, the keyboard, and everything. So another thing for me personally, TechBridge, it's not only about educating educators and giving them skills. TechBridge for me is a literal bridge for us to walk across the digital divide. Have you, as ECD practitioners, I'm sure you've heard the term digital divide, right? This digital divide is no longer a digital divide. Geography people, Pangea. Yeah, it's right, Pangea. Pangea, when all the continents were together, before they drifted apart. What is this? Digital divide is me jumping over this table. Right now, it's like the size of the Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, Victoria Falls. It's insurmountable, the gap. So as now, I'm sorry to say it, but with TechBridge, we've got a big job ahead of us, because the people that are sitting here and who will be part of this program will be responsible for shaping the future of South Africa in 20 years to come. We dropped the ball by not finishing this online learning. In 20 years' time, when South Africa doesn't have jobs and youth unemployment is now sitting on a solid 100%, we must look in the mirror and say, we had a chance to reverse it. And we didn't do it. You understand? So online learning programs, we will finish them. We'll work together. When you're stuck and you are on a course where the person who's leading the course is not really helping you. Talk to the group, come back to the people who are running TechBridge, which is Internet Society South Africa chapter, and say, I'm on this course and I'm not understanding, and this person is not helping me, and I want to finish the course. In June, we did a course for internet governance. We had, how many people registered for internet governance in June, Sthembiso? 150.
Yeah.
Out of 150, can I have a guess how many finished? Very close, what? Two. Two. Onaje, internet governance is held in Riyadh for 2024. If they would have finished that course, they could have formed part of the alumni to go to Riyadh and represent the country. Now, every time on the news, we see politicians and people from DCDT going abroad to represent us, and we say, they're always doing that by themselves. But when you have an opportunity to learn and go represent us, nobody finishes it. So I'm pleading to say, let's finish these courses. They're not the easiest of courses to do, but let's finish them. And I have the absolute faith in you guys to say that you are going to finish these courses. Right? So again, on the online learning platform, do I have any questions besides the ones we got earlier about the teachers? If you're stuck, is there someone who will be leading a course? And if you're stuck, what happens? And besides the question of the educational games, online learning focused questions. Do you guys have anything? At the back. Come close. The mic is over here. Please introduce yourself, which organization you are coming from, and your question.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ignatius Kibiti.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I come from the organization called YEM. What I would like to know is, for the online courses and everything, will there be any access points where some people that don't have data for those online courses, will there be access points for them, or is it just something you're gonna do via online, certain network developer?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. So for those that didn't hear, the question was, will there be any hotspots or resources for those that don't have resources to be able to do the course? Unfortunately, this course has many ECD practitioners coming from different areas around Gauteng. So it's going to be very hard to have hotspots for them. But that also touches on my introduction before you came in. Each and everyone that's sitting here, when there's an issue with internet access, by the time this TechBridge course gains momentum, or like end of January, come back to the chapter so that you can talk about community networks. Because what he just mentioned is a serious thing. When we started this conversation, I said that we need to fight to build and to protect the internet, because without the internet, we cannot access education or employment opportunities. So again, this young man is raising it, and he wasn't even part of the session when we started in the morning. So it also goes back to that. Folks, you do need internet access to be able to do TechBridge. You do need it, because one, you're gonna need to communicate with the group, whether it's WhatsApp or email. Two, you're gonna need to set aside time to do the online courses. Three, you might be on Zoom calls like these ones with other educators and classmates. So you're gonna need internet access. That's why I said, when it comes to the online learning, pick and choose after the computer literacy one, which one you want to do. And then you'll get to see the duration, and then you'll get to see the resources that's needed. So normally when we do online learning in Internet Society, we provide courses in low quality and high quality, meaning to say low quality courses. I'm talking about quality of the videos, not quality of the courses themselves. The courses are the same, the content is the same. I'm talking about the video quality. So have you ever been on YouTube where it asks you, do you want 144p or 1080p? That's what I'm talking about. So when you put the setting on 1080p, a video for 1 hour can take you maybe 1 gigs or 1.5 gigs. The setting on 144p, a video for 1 hour can be something like 50 megabytes. So that's why at Internet Society, they give you options to say, are you in a place where you are struggling to connect to the internet? If so, please come in. Sacrifice us to load out, this is in Gauteng, please. So are you in an environment where you have poor connectivity, or you don't have internet access as goodies? Then maybe consider doing the course using this set of material that won't use too much bandwidth, but it's the same training. So instead of videos, they give you audio. Instead of this, they give you PDFs and so forth. But it's everybody's gonna be on the same level if they do the same thing. So whatever sharing in that content and the different variation is gonna be the same for the high video quality one. So yes, you do need internet. Hopefully, once this is all done, come next year, January, those communities that are badly affected, let's come back to Internet Society South Africa chapter and see if we can do community networks for them. Because when you run an ECD, you are the heart of that community, right? Kids come there, parents come there, businesses come there. You have a good relationship with local businesses, again, other NGOs, right? When you do events, they sometimes fund you and what. So you are trusted within your communities, correct? I think if I can trust you with my baby, I gotta trust you. Right? You are trusted in your community. So for you to make a community network, it's pop and place, it's easy. You just need to say how many houses are here. Vuma is 390 rands per month for 20 megabytes down, 10 megabytes up, meaning to say, or download a speed 20 megabytes per second or upload a speed 10 megabytes per second, and you're paying 300 rands. If you form a community network and you get a group of houses and you say, now give you a constant 10 megabytes up, 10 megabytes down for only 150 rands. Hey, 150, 390, 150, 390. Where do I say? You see, that way you can sustain your community network and provide affordable internet. Guys, let me put it out there. When it comes to community networks, there's no such thing as free internet. Someone must pay for the backhaul. When that information goes out of Teraku, yako Seacom, yako America, yako guy, yako Facebook, or moto, bone picture, moto all the way to make that roundabout trip here to South Africa is mine. So all we can do as Internet Society when it comes down to community networks and connectivity is to make it ever so affordable, or find ways to subsidize it through local businesses, initiatives, NGOs, Loto. Who gets funding from Loto? In this room? No one.
No.
Oh. But that's for another one. Okay, fine. So I'm gonna stop there when it comes down to the online learning. I had 3 minutes on my clock. Where I used to work in Western Cape, in that 3 minutes, I'll give you a little bit of background about me. There's a place called Wolverkloof Youth Learning Academy. It was a second learning academy for kids from farming areas in the Western Cape. We used to receive kids from troubled backgrounds, kids from jails, kids from drug rehabs. Wolverkloof is in an isolated place. It's 72 hectares. I used to say to the children that come there that I'm not going to supervise you, because if you stray off the forbidden path, the baboons will handle you, and the Cape cobras. We had venomous snakes there. So there was no way to run away and go home. It was a perfect place for them to detox, get off the drugs, get off. If you were smoking and you came to Wolverkloof, you're going to stop smoking. I wouldn't even confiscate them. We were not taking away their cigarettes. Smoke. It's going to run out. You're here for a year. It's going to run out. You got weed on you? Just don't plant the weed, because the people from Cape Nature were checking the plants that are there. But it's going to run out. You bought alcohol, knock yourself out, drink it. It's going to run out. They were clean and miserable by month 2. Oh, those kids were horrible, but we were there with them. You know what I mean? So in that respect, I know the challenges that we are facing when it comes down to education and training, because I was also a trainer in Wolverkloof. I developed a curriculum for them there in the Western Cape. We were funded by the Swedish government, 10 million rands a year. It was under Cape Winelands District Municipality, and Western Cape. It's an ANC program that was under Western Cape at DE, right? So these programs of learning, I'm not a stranger to it, and I'm hoping to say that you too will also be pioneers to bring other ECDs on board, right? So obviously, there are ECDs in your community that are not sitting here now, right? When they see you prosper and they see you advance, don't lock them out, because we need more soldiers to develop this country. Bring them to TechBridge, right? All right, so with over to Mr. Sthembiso Xhakaza from YEM Education to walk us through. Thank you. Those that are online, please bear with us as we quickly open the links for our next speaker. Just type them here. It was good. Please. Type. No, don't worry. It's already there. Type on your. Okay, you put the phone down. Speak and then I'll type. No, just type.
Let me show you which one.
Use those guys there.
Let's start this one.
Sure.
All right.
No,
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sthembiso Xhakaza. I'm the founder of YEM Online Education. YEM Online Education, it's just one of the pillars of YEM. So under YEM, we've got YEM Online Radio Station, we've got YEM Digital Magazine. But today we are focusing on YEM Online Education. So under YEM, we have worked with different organizations that we've been going out into different communities and making sure that we bridge the digital divide, and also, what can I say? Make sure that a lot of communities or a lot of young people participate in the internet space meaningfully. Why do I say that? Because of a lot of people are using social media, internet, you know. So there's a difference between internet and social media. No, it's been the internet, you know. So, and what are the tools that you can utilize into the internet space? Again, a lot of people spend their time using TikTok the whole day. The whole day, TikTok, you know, doing nothing, just watching other people, you know, and laughing and everything, while they are making money or getting vouchers from different organizations for just, you know, having a lot of people viewing their videos. But I wanted to start with the video layer Google. But just a short brief what we've done under YEM. So we've worked with Google South Africa since from 2016. We are the first company or the first organization to bring Google in Soweto. Google has never been into Soweto until I approached Google to say, no, man, we are using Google. Come into Soweto. If we've got like, Botswana, they've got like 2 million people. Soweto has 6.5 million people. Why not take your time and come to Soweto to address what are the tools that you have and what are the opportunities that you have? So that's when we started the partnership with Google South Africa. And then we did also Google Digital Skills Program with them, training young people. So we had a special URL whereby that course was given for free. You know, then you'd get your online course, and then you do the course and you get your certificate for free without you having to pay or anything, you know. So also I saw that Google has a lot of opportunities and they are part of different events that can benefit a lot of young people. So for an example, Kodishang spoke about the June event that we had. And also previously, we also had 2 weeks ago, was it 3 weeks ago, I think, we took young people to certain convention. So we had an AI expo happening in Sandton. So the ticket was like 900 a day. So Google funded 30 of our students to go there, including providing transportation and everything. So there are these big companies, but made us in our communities, because you know, when I started the organization, a lot of my friends used to laugh at me and say, let it Google, where's Google? You know, then to them it was like, you know, I'm crazy. It's impossible, you know, for Guti Ienzagale, all of this, you know. But by God's grace, and also the focus and saying, I want to do this, I did go to different organizations, and one of Google has played a lot of, like, a big role within my life. They also took me to Geneva in Switzerland in 2019 to participate into the UN office, whereby we were participating into the policy making of the world. So we're exposed into all this, all these programs, and it was nice for the first time to be in a UN office, which is, we would see it at TV, you know, and now I'm there participating into the policy making, you know, not only by regionally, but globally in a bigger space. So we're exposed, but again, we tried to also rope in the US Embassy. That also took us to the US. So we're also exposed into the US, going to 9 states, you know, learning from different universities, you know. So there are opportunities out there. It's just that you need to be focused, dedicated, and making sure that those opportunities that are there, you grab them with your 2 hands. Because some people, we give them opportunities, as much as Kodishang said, that all these people, 150 people that were participating in the internet governance, School of Internet Governance, only 2 finished the course, you know, out of 150. So that's why I need to, but if we said there was a reward yom jive, or was it I promise you, a lot of people would have finished those courses, you know. So going back into so going back into transport for our abantwana. Tolu driver ekuseni ukhalisa ingoma ziyahasa ekuseni. Uzolanda umntwana, you know, umntwana mafika lapha ekhanda lakhe nje kukhala music, especially when it comes to your high school and primaries, you know, bafika laba churches or for transport, unless maybe after school, so that's a few really volume, you know, and turn up and everything. But in other countries, you are not allowed to do that as a transport driver. So from Eskolweni, they take them into a meditation class before they even teach them. Just meditate, take them everything. Because ekuseni mama yathu ya ngithe ini kuwe ini ngani, you know, sengishayile or ino baqabene. So we are lapha esikoleni une-anger and a lot of things. So when you start out there, I'd love to see some of the kids, they're facing challenges from the house. So when umntwana munye angafuni ukukhuluma nawe or abhekane mawuthi uyakhuluma naye, they don't care, you know. But also, we've got a program that we want to do for our parents, you know, just to train them into, on a day-to-day basis, you know, how can they best make sure which we are participating in a meaningful way. And another thing, I would always tell a lot of people to say, I can do for 12 years, then you're eligible to 4.5 as a shop line. So all these years being in. So I'd love to also, maybe one day we change our curriculum, you know. Imagine if in 2016 I was exposed overseas and seeing that even not today, 2024, they are not even here. You know, we spoke about fourth industrial revolution as a country. Yeah.
Okay. This is the one.
Yeah.
Trying to see, excuse me, guys, just trying to see the sound issue. Ready. It's not the one.
Free online early childhood education courses. Hey, everyone, if you're passionate.
There's another one. Oh. This one. Okay, folks, it won't be a tech event without any tech issues, so. It'll be very weird. So, yeah. When we did our prayer in the morning, I added one for the gods of Google and Steve Jobs and all of them.
Yeah.
You must work.
Yes.
That's a tech joke, nonetheless. So, yeah, thank
Another
you,
thing,
thank you.
it's for that I'd love to see crashes do. You know, stopping I think
Speak louder for the
we
people.
need tablets, you know, into our ECDs, and there are these big companies that can assist, you know, our ECDs providing our tablets for these young people at an early age to say what is a gadget, because the craving of fixing a gadget by age 16, 17,
Can I play?
Yeah. Okay, let's go to this.
Hi, everybody. In this video, we're going to look at a brief overview of some of the Google apps for education. The Google apps include some very useful computer programs to make learning and teaching more efficient. With a little knowledge, you can easily use these tools in a way that works for your own teaching content and style. So the Google App Suite is similar to the Microsoft Office Suite, which includes Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. There's no doubt that the Microsoft Office apps have more features overall, but the Google Suite's big advantages are that, one, they're completely free, and two, Google apps are completely cloud-based. There isn't any software to install, and all files are stored on the internet. As long as you can get online, you have instant access to all of your Google Apps files from any device. And sharing or collaborating with students or colleagues is super easy because all of your work is saved in real time. Your files are live on the internet. So let's take a look at some of the core apps of the Google Suite for Education. Google Docs is a word processing application that helps you write reports, planners, or any kind of text. It's easy to format your documents with different fonts and colors, and you can easily add photos from the internet from within the app, resize them, and make your text wrap around them. Students can use Google Docs to create nice-looking documents that are easy to edit and revise. They can also access their documents from any internet-connected device, meaning that they can work at home on the same documents. Teachers can also use Google Docs for planning and collaboration. Sharing with another Google user is very easy. So teachers to create team documents. It's also possible to insert internet links in Google Docs, making it easy to jump to other web resources. Google Slides is a slideshow application that can create presentations with text, pictures, audio, or even video. Teachers can use a slideshow to present and teach content using a computer or mobile device and a projector. A multimedia slideshow can really help teach students with different learning styles. And as you can see, it's possible to introduce individual elements of a slide one at a time. This is great for word problems, and you can even project onto a whiteboard so that you or your students can write on the boards to solve the problem. Google Forms is a surprisingly versatile tool with a wide variety of uses. It can be used as a form creation tool in the traditional sense, but this powerful app can do a lot more. It can be used to design customized quizzes that can be automatically scored. It can be used to create branching activities that take users to different pages depending on their answers. And yes, it can be used to create surveys that automatically generate graphs and charts. Google Sheets is a spreadsheet application similar to Microsoft Excel. While Google Sheets can be used by students, it's really useful to teachers for organizing data. For example, you can create a spreadsheet that stores contact information. You can also use Google Sheets to record and analyze assessment data. It's easy to automatically calculate averages or to sort values from highest to lowest. You can use a Google Sheet to track reading levels. With one click, you can sort students by reading levels and create reading groups. And check out this use for Google Sheets. You can use it to quickly create report card comments. You can find the link for how to do this in the description for this video. One Google app that's in a class of its own is Google Classroom. Google Classroom is like a hub for all of the Google apps. Teachers can assign work directly from Google Classroom, and students can access all of their work from within the app. Teachers can also grade assignments using Google Classroom. They can work directly with students on their work in real time by clicking into their assignments and editing. Teachers can also post resource announcements or even ask questions to start a group discussion. So those are some of the core apps of the Google Suite for Education. There are others, but what we just covered will get you off to a great start. For more info about the Google apps, you can watch some of the other videos on my channel or check out the Google Suite for Education website at edu.google.com. Thanks for watching.
This one. One thing I can also mention is to say that TechBridge is about opportunities that digital again. Some of the other ECD guys might not have the skills to do this, but if your ECD has the skills to do this, you can outsource your services to other creatures or guys are able to say, can do this. You know what I mean? So the knowledge that we have here is not just over JFL in one ECD, but I believe to say that if other ECDs don't have the capacity to do the work, your ECD can also help them out and charge them for that. But we're working towards the same goal. People benefiting from that. You just see this. This one?
Yeah.
So,
Hi there, Jamie Keeter, today at Teachers Tech. Today I want to show you how to set up and manage your Google Classroom. I want to show it from the teacher view and also to show you what the students will see in this. So let's get started with Google Classroom today here on Teachers Tech. To see what's included in this video, just take a look at the description down below. I'm also going to put timestamps, which allow you to jump to different parts of this video. So if you're looking for something specific, just click on the number and it will jump to that part of the video. So, but now let's just start with how to access our Google Classroom. And there's a few different ways to do this. Now, the way I tend to go is just going up to the top to the Google launch here, these 9 little squares, the apps, and you can see Google Classroom is right here. And if you have it lower down, remember, you can drag these all around. So if it's something you're accessing quite a bit, you can go ahead and do it that way. And then just go and click on it and it will open up Google Classroom. The thing I wanted to point out right here is you could just type Google, if you're logged in, and I was already logged in to my account, so you do need to be logged in to access Google Classroom, but you can see classroom.google.com will get you to the same place too, so you could type that in. The other way how I like to do this is, and something to note, is whether you're on iOS or Android, just simply open up, install the app on your phone, and then you'll be able to do all the same things that that I show you on a computer, you'll be able to do the exact same thing on your app. And this works very, very good to be adding information by just having your phone. So check out that app too. But now, so we have our Google Classroom here. And the first thing that we're going to do is just to create a class. And you can see right up here where the plus symbol is, create or join a class. So this is where students are going to join the class here. And this is where we're going to create a class. So I'm just going to create a class here. I'm going to go create class. And at this point, I'm just going to name it Teachers Tech. And we'll just call this demo and go ahead and hit create. You can fill out sections, subjects, room. You can go back and edit this at all times too. But I'm just going to go ahead and hit create. So we have a class to work with, and it will create this class. And then after it's created, all that we're going to do is make some changes inside of it. Now, this is pretty much, you're going to see all your classes look this way, but we can customize this too. And if you want to start beginning to customize, or you can do this later too, you can see how there's a picture right here. Well, we can go and select a theme or upload a photo. So maybe you want to put a photo of your class or whatever it is. You can upload a photo, but I just go and select theme. You can see I can go through and pick kind of a general theme like this. I could go to English or history. I'll just go back to general. You can look at different ones on it. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this one right here. And I'm going to hit select theme, and you get to see how the theme changes. Now, when we're managing Google Classroom, take a look up top right here. You can see where these three lines are. We can go back to our classes. I'll explain some of these things a little bit later. But if I go to classes, this is the class that we just created, and this is where they're all going to get
All right.
Okay. So right, we're loading up the last one, early childhood. It's not the one. Early childhood, this one.
Yeah.
About early childhood education, whether you're an aspiring educator, a current teacher, or a parent looking to enhance your child's learning experience, you're in the right place. Today, we'll explore some amazing free online early childhood education courses that can make a real difference. Let's dive in. Introduction. Learning online provides a flexible and accessible way to gain knowledge. And for children, it's an excellent opportunity to promote early education. The early years are crucial for development, and that's why these courses are so valuable. Best free online. Early childhood education courses 1. Introduction to early childhood. First up, we have the Introduction to Early Childhood course. It covers the foundations of early childhood, child observation, behavior guidance, and more. This course is open to everyone, including parents, teachers, and anyone interested in early childhood education. 2. Understanding Child Development, from Synapse to Society. Another fantastic course is Understanding Child Development, from Synapse to Society. With over 6 modules, it delves deep into brain and motor development, communication, and social-emotional development, refining early childhood education skills. 3. Foundations of Teaching for Learning, developing relationships. Moving on, we have Foundations of Teaching for Learning, developing relationships. This 12-hour course is tailored for teachers, focusing on building strong relationships with students, recognizing diversity and collaboration with colleagues in the community. 4. Foundations of Teaching for Learning. Planning for Teaching and Learning, Foundations of Teaching for Learning. Planning for Teaching and Learning is next. This course, designed for both teachers and parents, offers flexibility with 6 modules covering essential aspects of early childhood education, including innovation, mindset, and professional development. In conclusion, these free online early childhood education courses offer a wealth of knowledge for parents, teachers, and children alike. They're easily accessible and open to everyone. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to...
Alrighty. So let's start with Google Classroom.
like, subscribe, and hit.
So the Google Classroom has a very huge and vast opportunities for teachers, parents, and students. So as a teacher in a crèche, you know, you are able to send information direct to using Google Classroom. If the parent joins, become one of the members of your classroom, they are able to get letters from him direct from the teacher. You are able to share your weekly or your daily programs to say what will be going on this week, the times, the everything. And also you are able to share pictures of whatever information you want to share. You can speak chat direct to each and every individual's parent. They don't have time to come to the crèche. They're always at work. But using Google Classroom, they will be able to speak direct to the principal or the teacher or anyone within the school premises, or find out any information if they've missed any, maybe a meeting. So they are able to go inside the Google Classroom and get the summer minutes or any recording that was uploaded into the system. So yeah, there's more programs that you can utilize within the Google Classroom, but the Google tools for education. But I would advise that you sign up your organization into the Google Classroom that has a lot of opportunities. And also they sometimes upload your funding opportunities for organizations that are using the Google Classroom programs. But yeah, if there's anything that you'd love to know, or you'd love to see your organization getting into participating in a digital form with the parent or the student, but they're still young, obviously they don't have a gadget or anything to communicate direct with you, but you and the parent, Google Classroom will make a lot of things easier for you guys. Yeah. Any questions?
Is this one of the courses that we're going to do online?
Yeah, one of the courses that you'll be doing.
How to create it.
Yes, how to create it. I'll also share a presentation about the Google Classroom, how to set up the whole Google Classroom. Yeah.
Before the video.
Yeah.
You might just
Fourth Industrial Revolution. Yeah, so Fourth Industrial Revolution, I think it was introduced by what's her name? The minister. Stella Ndabeni. I think she started the program, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, but we're still stuck. You know, you go to schools, you find that there's digital billboards, digital boards. Kids were given a tablet, given a laptops, but yet they were never trained. As much as Kodishang, that each and every individual, nigga something or a device or a gun or you need a license. So even if they started with training the teachers first to say how to utilize the digital board, because of a lot of teachers are scared of technology. You know, when it will end her job, this technology, it will close a lot of doors, you know, but yes, yet it will make things easier for each and every teacher, you know. So because of time, I wanted to play a video that would show which in other schools, how do they do things, or in other crèches, you know, but not comparing ourselves with other countries, but saying how best we can do what they are doing or adopt, you know, some of the things, or bring technology into our crèches with it, you know.
Which one is it? This one.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of us joining online, we're just gonna deviate a little bit and give Sthembiso, I guess, another 5 more minutes so that he can share another video. And then we'll go back to the program to see where we are. So I'm gonna start streaming that video. If you have questions, do put it in the chat. And then Sthembiso, there was just one request that you should be vocal, be loud.
Okay.
So that they can hear you also online. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's go.
Let me just,
WhatsApp.
yeah, no, I'm gonna share the screen and then after that, get the link. Okay, folks, this is a 9-minute video, so I'm gonna deviate with 9 minutes of your time somewhere. But it's a bit too long, can't it be 5?
Yeah, so the younger shot, but
So we'll
just
make
to
it
see,
5 minutes video or so, no? Because I see the other speakers in the room, they are throwing daggers at me. So yeah, time, can never reclaim it. So again, thank you very much for taking time to be part of TechBridge. Those joining us online, we appreciate you. And this recording will be shared so that you can go over it in your own leisure and time. And the links that we show and the screens that we're showing here, we'll share the links to them too.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you.
Our kids today. Man kann es sich einfach nicht anders vorstellen. Die Leute haben das immer so erlebt und immer so gemacht und allein schon die Gewohnheiten.
Hi, Sama. My name is Daniel. I will be your language teacher for today. What language would you like to learn?
The unemployment is potentially going to continue to go up given the economic strains in society. Training these young people to have the mindset of being job creators is more now than ever.
Right. Going back kancane to the video, you had some of them, they speak their own language. So it means that they're teaching in their own language. So imagine how many young people that if they were taught in Zulu, in maths, science, and other languages, how many would pass better than in English, boosting their confidence. So we need more linguistics. Oguti bazokhala, babheke curriculum and say, how can we best make sure Guti it accommodates? We've got now 11 official languages, if I 12 with the sign language. So to do all these subjects in all these 12 official languages. So also, what can I say? I'm not saying teachers are going to be out, but you guys are going to be mentors more than becoming a teacher, because of you. Technology will make things easier for you. It doesn't lie, it doesn't cheat, it gives accurate information, and it's always on point and on time. That's one of the things that the Standard Bank CEO of Africa said when they asked him, why are they closing down 100 of their banks when they are turning it into a self-service bank? They said, it doesn't lie, it won't share any information about the bank, there won't be any loss of money, it's going to be accurate, it's going to be in time. I was sick, all those things. So now the bank will be also more efficient and faster than before. So that's why I'm saying, I urge you guys to say, how can we best digitalize crutches? I think that's where we need to start, to say, how can we best assist you guys to digitalize crutch and come with programs that would enable you guys to make sure that you become one of the best tech early childhood development crutch, Yeah. Any question? Because I'm left with 1 minute.
You don't have any minutes.
Oh, okay.
You stole my time.
So,
Any
yeah,
questions for Sthembiso?
we could. Yeah. So,
Let's share that video.
yeah, and I'd love to visit crutches way, so that I can come and see how best me and my student assist you guys in digitalizing crutches way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, that was Sthembiso Xhakaza from YEM. I'm just gonna quickly try to share the program again so that you can see where we are. Is it? It is. All right. So it's now 11:09. Sthembiso effectively stole my time, but it's good because he was talking about something that's very relevant. Educational tools within ECDs. Do not be intimidated, your jobs will not be phased out because this is Africa. If technology is 10 years ahead in America, it's gonna take 20 years to get here. But you must be ready when it's here because there will be no turning back. So in the case of content, now I'm sharing something that I would also like TechBridge to think about and the participants to think about. Remember, we said that TechBridge is about skills transfer, tools, funding, development, and collaboration, right? Not all the solutions are going to come from the tech guys because the tech guys are too focused on computers. Some of these solutions might have to come from the ECD practitioners themselves. So I was going to say, we lose great teachers with great knowledge. They retire. They stop teaching. We need to find a way to digitize them. Yes, we record them. We bring them to a classroom environment like this and record them. Do you remember the days of Takalani Sesame? Do you remember the days of old TV programming that was wholesome and you could leave your kids watching the TV without having to learn about weird things that they are not old enough to be thinking about? all of you ECD practitioners here, some of our sponsors might not be happy with me, but please be careful with YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids is being targeted by people for weird content. So if you're gonna play YouTube Kids in your stuff, please be careful of it. So adding to this session that we just saw with Sthembiso, we need to digitize the content. We need to record our own people. Let's use the technology, let's use the tools to make our workload lighter so that we can focus on identifying other learning issues with our ECD kids. I think I'm touching now a little bit on what Amani might talk to us about, the behaviors of these little children when they are using this technology and everything. So coming back to my side, I was supposed to talk about internet society learning, but I covered it. So this section of Google for Education, I believe that it's a tool that we can use, but we must innovate on top of it. When I say innovate on top of it, is that there are young people in the audience right here, they don't have jobs, right? We spoke about unemployment. They know how to code, they know how to design. Let's also work on making our own South African platforms. 2021, October, somewhere around October, Facebook was down. WhatsApp was down. People lost their collective minds. When Google was down, billions of dollars went missing in the stock exchange. What happens when some of this tech is down? We need to, as South Africans, the reason why I'm talking about TechBridge now, develop our own platforms also. Right now, on the group with people that are joining us remotely, we've got different companies that are here. We've got different organizations that are joining us. And I do believe that collectively, we can come together and come up with localized solutions. We have Terraco here in Bryanston, where you can put the data center and the information. We have now fiber companies operating in our townships, and we have Internet Society where we can build our own networks. So still on the educational platform stuff, can you make rules for someone else's home? No, you can't. So if to be able to make rules and policies like we talked about in ISSAC learning under internet governance and those things I was talking about, you need to have skin in the game, be invested, and have infrastructure. You get me? Elon Musk is able to dictate what SpaceX does because it's his infrastructure. He's able to dictate what Tesla does because it's his car company. You know what I mean? Here, as South Africans, can we dictate to Voma to drop prices? They'll just look at us funny. They actually went from a 28-day billing cycle to a 30-day billing cycle. And when I said to them on Twitter, I said, but some months have 31 days, Voma. So what are you doing with this one extra day? So am I paying for 13 calendar months in a 12? In the year has 12 months, but they collect money for me for 13 months in 1 year. That's what they're doing. So as Internet Society, I'm saying, let's build our own community networks. On top of those community networks, we put content that we developed. Now, when AI is coming in and everything is being digitized, our teachers and you, the practitioners, you live on. Wouldn't you love teaching a curriculum, Yako Crèche once, and earning money in your sleep while someone else is playing it somewhere else? That's the game. That's where we need to go. Your content is your intellectual property. How do you digitize it as crutches? How do you make added learning materials? I'm sure you get parents that still say, well, on top of the things we are teaching our kids, are you teaching them that, and the other? Don't you want to say to them, as our crutch, we have a curriculum on advanced mathematics for kids. Here's the online course on our website. Go sign up and you have a subscription to watch it with your child. These are all the solutions that you can make with that Google for Education platform, or you can make with your own in-house platform. There's something called Moodle. Sounds weird, but then let me stop sharing. I just want to share this link since we are on the learning side. Let me get rid of our friend here who uses subtitles. Moodle. Yes, my brain is still working without the coffee. All right, there we go. For those that are joining us online, let me share the page again. We're still talking education. We're still talking online tools. We're still talking about TechBridge, the future for ECD practitioners, primary schools and high schools in South Africa. ECD practitioners, through TechBridge, we must also explore platforms like Moodle. In absentia, and the way we started, we had a rough start to today. But let me give you a little understanding of who's part of our chapter. Our chair lady is Togomia. She's from an organization called Girl Hype. Remember the ones I told you, they specialize in coding for girls and boys. Write that name down. Go follow them. Go pester them to say, there must be a Girl Hype near me, or I want to open one, so that you can bring coding into the community. Second in command, we have Mr. William Stachy. This man, he's the cornerstone of South African telecom companies. There's no infrastructure he hasn't worked on. He loves Moodle. He loves it so much, he wishes that some of the educational platforms we have at ISSAC Learning are running on this. Let's also explore how we can use Moodle to make our own educational content in our own languages for our kids. This is an open source community and an open source software, meaning to say certain things are licensed and certain things are free. But in its base form, it is free. So you can use Moodle to create an online learning system, a LMS, a learning management system. So we spoke about Google for Education with Google Classroom. When you think about it, it's almost like a learning management system, right? It deals with homeworks, it deals with courses, marking, quizzes, attendance, the reports and everything. This baby does the same, but better. UNISA is running on this in South Africa. They're running on Moodle. So if universities can trust it, ECD can also do something on an introduction level on Moodle to say, this is a course I have on this language and this language. And it can be an extra offering for parents, your daggers. Okay, with that said, I'm going to stop. We have Amani, good parenting. That will be, oh, it's Athan. Oh, apologies. We have to have Mr. Athan Malambo from MYCOZA joining us. I'm going to stop sharing here. And I hope that Athan, are you there?
Cody, yes, I am. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, but we can't see you.
You can't see me. Let me see technically if I can just make an adjustment on my side.
Can see me. Where are you? Can see me. Okay, we just lost Athan there for a second. Oh, there he is. Mr. MYCOZA, Mr. Athan Malambo.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it to you. The floor is yours. And then I stole 5 minutes away from you, so you can have that 5 minutes back. So you got 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
No problem at all. No problem at all. I'm going to keep it brief, and the subject matter basically is relating to Google Education and domain names. The domain name side kind of is self-explanatory, but the education side is basically where I want to focus on, and mainly because a lot of people are unaware or unfamiliar with Google Education. And we basically have been doing over the last few years, because this program has been going on by Google for the last couple of years. We've been doing a lot of setups and installations and helping organizations like schools with adopting this technology. So in a nutshell, basically, to give everybody an idea of Google Education, what it is, Google Education is basically most everybody that I'm speaking to has a Gmail account, okay? And now if you're familiar that with your Gmail account, you have things like apps that are attached to it, a variety of different apps, apps for your file sharing, apps for your chat, apps for this, but they're all attached to your Gmail account. So what you can do is think of Google Education as an extension of this, and mainly in relating to the app side. So Google Education basically has a much broader scope of applications attached to it that you won't find in your normal Gmail environment, okay? This will be dedicated to education and basically facilitates mainly for the organization of educational instruments and environments and tools for educational purposes. So in a nutshell, it would allow you to facilitate, for example, digital classrooms environments, okay? Not only facilitate digital classroom environments, but also to manage the data. So think of it this way. I'll give you a scenario during the pandemic when everybody was in lockdown, okay? I think the impact mainly was on the school side. Those schools that had Google Education implemented and understood the system were actually able to, through the system, continue with their education on a day-to-day basis, because now they could facilitate their educational programs through their digital infrastructure. But schools that were not familiar with Google Education relied on their, you know what, if the child is not in the class, the child's not getting educated. If the child doesn't have access to the internet, the child's not getting educated. And not only that, they didn't have the environment and the infrastructure to be able to facilitate that digitally. So look, when it comes to digital technology and education, I think that's one of the biggest gaps that we have in the country, in the sense that, look, you can't have the technology if you don't have access to the internet. And that's why government's been pushing the last couple of years on the rollouts to rural areas, mainly to stimulate two things: business and to facilitate education, access to education. And the quickest and the most efficient way to access the government can't build more schools quick and fast enough, you know what I mean, and maintain these schools. And not only that, you might have small little villages that are so remote, just with a handful of kids, but you can't build a school, it doesn't facilitate it. But you can still get them into a classroom, you know, and the easiest and most efficient way to do that is through digitizing the educational infrastructure, and a platform to utilize that for would be Google Education. Now, this is a very vast and intensive piece of application. Most importantly, I think what is notable is that it's completely free. It is absolutely 100% free. I mean, Google for Education, even though it's very first world orientated, very sophisticated, was designed for the purpose of deployment, access deployment to environments where education can't be met in the traditional formats. Okay. And in special circumstances like we had during COVID. Okay, when kids just cannot come to school because there's an infection or a virus running rampant. Okay. So the reality that we live with, that we live in is that, look, it's impossible to actually roll out brick and mortar infrastructure, more schools, things like that. The only way forward, and we have access to these facilities, but nobody knows about them. You know, the majority of people, when they think about Google, they think Google email accounts and search engines. No, Google's much bigger than that. And as I said, it's free of charge. You know, so if anybody is an educator, it makes logical sense to look at these platforms, you know, to look at the digitization of their environment or their infrastructures, because that's where the future is. Not only will they be able to access or bring education to a broader scope of the population that is mainly based in the rural environments, but they'd be able to do it in a more efficient way, you know, and a way that also will be able to be way more managed. But yes, the big problem is adoption. Most people are not even aware that if you run an NGO, or if you are the principal or run a school, that these facilities are available by Google absolutely free of charge. So anybody in the audience there that is running an NGO or non-for-profit or things like that, I urge you please to go to Google and Google, just type in there Google for NGOs. You'll notice that, you know what, if you have an NGO that has all its paperwork, these facilities are available. And trust me, spend a little bit of time and they will transform your business. You'll be able to organize yourselves better through your email and things like that. And they're all completely free of charge. Okay. And if you need more assistance or more guidance with that, most of you know how to access Kodishang. You know what I mean? Inquire by him. You'll be able to guide you or lead you and tell you, you know what I mean, where to go, who to apply, how to go about the application process and things like that. And if you're an NGO or a school, it will be no direct cost to you. I do know that there are programs being rolled out now to onboard schools to Google Education. But still, you know what, it's not going to be enough. A lot of people, like I'm sure a lot of you were not aware of Google for NGOs and Google for educators. And just a note relating to the domain name side. The domain name element is just a brand. So whatever, if your company is Lungi something .co.za or lungi.org.za, which is going to be your digital brand, okay, that your NGO will be, or the software provided by Google will directly connect with your brand. Okay, so all your emails will be info@lungi.org.za. Okay, so that's where the actual software itself connects directly to your digital brand. Okay, with that, I will, I think, yeah, I've run out of time. But if there's any questions, please go right ahead, anyone.
Athan, you didn't run out of time. There's 5 minutes, so I think let's use it for questions. If there's any on the floor or online, just check the chat there online. If there's questions, we'll open up to the floor. Does have any questions, Phil?
I think it's all new, we're learning so much. I mean, it's all new information that we need to go and look at it and be able to then see how this can help us leverage our business. So thank you for the information.
Did you get that, El?
No, I didn't hear. The mic's a little bit far.
One more time.
No, I was just saying that thank you for the information. It's all new, and I think what we need to do is to go in and see and search and see how best we can use it to leverage our businesses and make sure that we're educating the parents and the kids. So we are grateful for the info.
You're absolutely welcome, and thank you for that, because you know what, it's something that ladies, I completely urge you not to be afraid of technology, not to ask questions. I urge you to jump into this, you know, without fear. And there's no such thing. If you think that, you know what, you might be too old or you're going to ask silly questions, please eradicate that thinking, you know, because this, you know, it's pertinent that you ask and leverage these technologies for your business, for your organizations, for your educational institutions, because this is what we need. We need proactive people willing to ask questions in order to help develop communities, because it's not about you, it's the communities that you're involved with, the organizations. We need these organizations to be successful. We absolutely need these organizations to be successful. We need our educational system to be more efficient, access the kids that it needs to access. And everything lies in your hands as the people that are willing to ask the questions, the people that are willing to get involved, the people setting up these organizations, setting up these schools, you know. So it's literally not about you who is running the organizations, but the fact that the limitations you have in inquiring about this is also limiting those that are going to benefit or not benefit out of whatever organization or business it is that you are running and trying to make successful. So please, I definitely urge you, look, when it comes to these technologies, it's not just email. These are digital footprints. They transform everything, the way you do business, the way you know, your access relating to your students and things like that, or your clients, whether, you know, if it's an NGO or things like that, or just a commercial business. But yeah, with that, please, as I said, reach out to Cody for anything that or any other inquiries that you might have, and he'll definitely be able to steer you in the right direction. Any other questions?
El, there are going to be more questions. We are holding you to account with TechBridge. I'm going to be sharing the link to your YouTube channel, and you are going to be making videos helping them to register these domains, to, you know what I mean? As much as we as Internet Society are going to give these educators domains, because the number that is here, I think we can sponsor them with domains, the people that are here.
Yeah.
We need you to do a video series where you show them how these domains of theirs work and everything else. I know I'm putting you on the spot, brother, but we are doing this we are doing nation building. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
all right,
And not a problem at all.
All right, no, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. So before we move on to our next speaker, Ms. Mahlodi Zondo from Amani Good Parenting. Oh, sorry, I got you pinned there. Before we move on to our next speaker, Athan, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Hey, you were standing so still, I thought the internet was frozen. Okay. So, guys, this man is talking about brands. He's talking about Google Education and the tools. We can't do nothing without money. I think we need money. So, as ECD practitioners, now I always think about the work that you guys do and the children that you interact with. But Athan, you can correct me on this one. There are parents out there that are homeschooling their kids.
Oh yes. Right? Oh yes. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I homeschool my kids.
So people that are homeschooling their kids might not be doing the best of jobs, or they might need help. So if you digitize the content of your ECD, you can offer it to parents that want to homeschool their children. You can offer it to parents that are in rural areas where there is no quality education ECD like yours, and you discount it. It will be on them to buy data or connect to the internet, put it on the TV and sit the child there or do activities with the child. So this thing of TechBridge is also, it's also making, no worries, folks, don't worry. It's part of it, it's working. Yes, no problem. So this part of TechBridge is to say, with what we are learning, how are we going to empower our ECDs and our preschools? And at the same time, how do we also expand this knowledge, right? So I talked about people that are doing homeschooling. So I just want to show you to say that in this period we are going to be together, we're going to be exploring more and more and more opportunities. And there's gonna come a time where I say to you, me as Kodishang, I'm sick. Can someone go to Durban to join Mondli to go speak to the other crutches there about TechBridge? So don't think for one moment you are not gonna be here in front like me doing this presentation. You are sadly mistaken. They know me at Internet Society. I put people on the spot to say, you've been with me, we've been doing it, so you go do it. That's how we develop and we go. Right? I can, when we are teaching kids in ECDs about the ABCs, they might sing it in a class, and when you identify one and say, come to the front and sing it for us, right? Same with the program we're doing. Never take it for granted to say that you are going to help seed this program called TechBridge to reach others. How many, we're not all from Gauteng, right? I'm from Limpopo. Which other province do we have represented here? Hi, Mama. KZN. Mondli, you got someone from KZN in the audience, ne? Mama at the back over there, she's from KZN. I'll give her your contact so that we work together there for TechBridge. Which other provinces do you have? Rustenburg. Any other province? Northwest? Okay. But okay, nonetheless, we represent the country. So if that's it, I'm going to hand over to Amani, Good Parenting. It's now 22. We stole a good 10 minutes from her. So please, jump that. So as I'm going to hand over, I'm going to go to her slides. So you can start with your introduction and then I'll open your slides. Go for it.
Okay. Still morning, ne? Can you hear me at the back? Yeah, it's good to say I'm the noise maker, I'm loud, but at times I must not take it for granted. My name is Mahlodi Zondo. I'm from the NPO called Amani Good Parenting. We've been in this space for the past 10 years. This is our 10th year. We also are part of the Educated Working Group committee in Safe Hub. We are linked to Kids Cafe. And I'm very grateful for today. I was very excited for today. I know at times there's like short notice to others, but I'm very happy for the and yeah, I'm very excited. And I'd like to thank my little bro, Kodishang, for being a pusher. He pushes me, doesn't care which difference. I get kicked, I feel very kicked, but to the right direction. So you are not lost. Your being here is investment in yourselves, is investment in your families, is investment in the ECDs you are running. So when we are here, we are holding generational wealth. We might not have the hardcore money, but what we have among us is more than all the, not even money, I'm talking assets, your platinum, your gold, your, we are the Mutsepes, we are creating the Mutsepes of tomorrow. If we can take it like that, then we will know that we are not in a lost space. So I had the pleasure of having ECDs that I work with. Others, I meet them when I do talks, and I'd like to acknowledge every one of you here. Some of you I met when we had the march in April. I like to. I went with you guys to a constitutional day there and walked up by a fountain and everything. Where there was a temple, and that is how passionate I am with the 0 to 6 years. Okay, a little background about myself. I'm a professional nurse specializing in, I'll say slowly, child psychiatric nurse specialist. So by God's grace and support of people like, I'm going to put you on the spot, Mama Tumisho. Mama Tumisho. Asmegi from Tumisho Daycare. She's one of the people who showed me that, Claudia, doing the athlete, you can do it. You can do it. So with her support and showing me the fact that this can be done, I resigned from work in August. That is why I'm able to be here anytime. When Cody says, Cody, come, we're going where? I'm available. Because it was like, now I'm very restricted in my office work. I've been in that specializing post for the past 14 years. But I always felt guilty. I'm sure those who know, who once heard me speak, know that I felt very guilty when I go by the freeway and taking the knowledge, to people who others they don't appreciate it, others they have enough of it, and leaving my people lagging behind. And I come back off like I'm tired. So yeah, but was on how do we work around it? So fortunately, the crash idea came and started attending meetings with the principals, and Mama Maze also was the connection through Mama Maggie. Then during the march, we were going up the hill and we could see who's healthy and who's not healthy. And I heard this voice. I said, you know what? Even if they can see whatever, this voice, I carry it on my back. Did you make it? That one. That one. She's the sister to my late family, so rest in peace. So I'm so happy that it is, do you see the generational part of it? It's myself, it's Kodishang, it's Mama Maggie, it's Itmele, you can connect the dots. And if you can see the fact that we all know each other. So today I'm here to talk about, now it's got my, today I'm here to talk about digital well-being. I'm sure we all have now, oh, okay, I'm not so bad. I'm sure we all have one of these Xbox or cell phone. We all have phones, not Androids. Yeah, because that is the life. So banking, whatever. So they taught us how to take care of our things. We all have phones, we all have headsets. They all cry for Xbox for Christmas present, most of them. Only say wish list, they want Xbox.
Next is this one.
Yes, he's still teaching every day because he knows the graying is happening now. So we are going to talk about digital well-being and mental health. So what is happening is we are all living in a digital world. Today we all came here, and from 9 o'clock or from since you got the invitation, you're always here. And when is the venue? What is the meeting? What must that? Where are we? We are here. They are coming from wherever. So we talked everything about digital gadgets, phones, Google, and all those things. So my part is to say, how can we be digitally well? Now that we are entering the community of the digital people now, we are no longer going to say, hey, why do you have money computing? Now we'll be also one of those ones who will always be, some of us when we started, it's like, my name is, and then we'll put my name is. It takes time, so you're always there. So how can we be well digitally, also have good mental health? Okay. It's going down. It's Sean. Okay.
Is it that one?
Yep.
Okay, just double check.
All right, okay. So this is just a formal like meaning of it, that is the conscious use of using technology. You have to be conscious when you use technology. It helps to enable us as individuals and communities to realize our potential. That is the definition from some guy, they call him Georgie. And this is my own one, which I think most of us identify with. Having healthy and intentional relationship with technology. If I may just ask around the room, who've got games on their phones? Okay. How often, out of the scale of 1 to 10, how much time do you spend on those? Candy Crush, what level, don't.
8%. 1 hour.
Okay. So out of 10, 8 or 2. That is what we're gonna look at after. And some of us were even afraid to say that you are waiting for the next level because now you've done it up. So now I also want us to understand what is mental health. This is the definition from the World Health Organization. It says mental health is a state of well-being that enables people to do what? Realize their abilities, cope with life stresses, work productively, and contribute to the community. I think it's wrapping up. Now we are going here, we're going to be, they'll correct the language, connectors of internet in our communities. Now we'll be knowing where to knock, how to knock, when to knock. Okay. Okay, sorry. So you ask yourself, why are we talking about it? Because today we learned a lot about how we can use the devices to improve our productivity, our work performance, reduce stress. It must not be a thing that like, next week the principal wants the reports and I'm not yet done. Oh, where is that notebook of mine? Oh, it was raining and it leaked. Oh, it's wet. I can't see and I finished, the file is wet. So with technology, it also helps to make life easy for us, but we need to know how to use it effectively. And the aim is that being digitally well is to use devices mainly for work purposes and not scroll on social media indefinitely. It's addictive. Hey, TikTok. There's this other one talk about Tsala. I was in a taxi from here to town. This lady was listening to the clips. Tsala is talking. Hey, Tsala. And so at times it becomes a real problem. We'll see as we go on. Then the importance of digital, like it enables you to be more engaged and productive. We talked about that. Then Mr. Malambo explained how we can even, help our communities, teach our communities. What it will be crèche, homeschool/crèche, home crèche teaching, whatever we'll be doing it online now. If your space is small, you can have 10 children, 20 children. You've got a space for 5, you can have 30 online. Less porridge to cook. You see? So also it leads a healthier life in and outside work. Being present at work, not checking your phone frequently. Fear of missing out. Oh, I wonder what is the status today. I had a neighbor, she came into my house very frantic. It was Father's Day, and she's looking for my son. Where's so? So I was scared, like, what is happening? So I can't see my status. I was cooking, like, she can't see her status. She can't see. Like, I thought when she says she can't see, but she's here, I see her. No, I can't see the status on the phone. Say, I know that I'm cooking. So after I was like, it's Father's Day, it's Sunday, she's not cooking, she's stuck on seeing somebody's status. So it shows that, it's overused now. Now that's overused. So these are all the nice apps that we normally have on our phones now. App, Apple Store, whatever we buy. Now let's buy it. And some of them don't even use them. And they even get a little message that says, unused for 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, remove, no more space. Yeah? So what happens when you're doing this excessively? You get scroll addiction. I've just made an example of that. And because this lady I was telling you about, she came into my house already, she's stressed, she's anxious. I don't think she even said, oh, Papa, the kids say Happy Father's Day. I'm sure she forgot that part. She just wanted to see. I wonder what this one is doing with her husband on her status, because there are those we know what they had for breakfast, lunch, supper, and they're going to have for tomorrow's breakfast. And what does it do? It causes decline in mental and social and physical health. Because now you're no longer activating yourself mentally well. There are some games that you can do, you can play, like what do they call it? Mahjong. Scrabble, mahjong, like, you know, they really activate your brain, but also you have to time yourself. But I'm not gonna be here next level, oh, exceptional, then you are forever there. And then it can also cause attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, that you normally say, hey, we're hyper at the crash. We're also hyper on the so today, my talk is gonna talk about practitioners' use of digital devices, because we're going to be involved in them going forward during our online courses. I'm also going to enroll. That's why I said, whatever you are doing, Katalin, Nacho, I'm going with you guys. We struggle together, but we all enroll and we all complete. We hold each other accountable. Okay? So when talking about stress and anxiety, you know, that's what we think about. There are those people when they have to go into a high-rise building, hey, they get panic attacks, it's like they can't do heights. So what more if you can't see somebody's status and you are somebody who's easily stressed and panicky? So those buttons are going to be stressed, distressed, you're going to have pressure, feel like I can't breathe. Oh, you struggle, you know, you are just not functioning. You don't even see, oh, what's the microphone, but it's in front of you. So again, excessively, the impact is that can cause depression and also cause poor time management. You are about to start cooking. There's this, I don't know if you know this child, she's also a TikTok child, Batabile. You know Batabile, the Soto girl. Batabile is coming from crash, and then she finds mom is watching Big Brother Africa. And she comes in very cheeky. She comes in like, yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, watching the Big Brother, they haven't cooked yet. You've been there the whole day. So you see, it also affects your time management. What we're gonna do in 30 minutes, you end up doing it after 2-3 hours or never. And it causes impulsiveness. Like in what? In buying things online. You see an advert. I still need to ask the guru how to stop these adverts from coming to my phone. Because you're doing this and then they come and boom, they move. They move. Then unfortunately at times you click wrong because you're impulsive, you're not sure. You just go yes, you click yes, then month end from your account they get, but I thought that's 60 rands, no choice, that's $60 US. And then like, they've hacked me, they've hacked, so you know you clicked yes. So it also causes that kind of impulsiveness or buying things that you really don't need. And increased risk of internalizing like, I've got something that's hurting me inside. I'm not able to tell it out to maybe Mama maybe or I shouldn't have seen. Then you end up doing what? People's status, at times you can see how this person is feeling this morning. And if I know her background, me and my psychology stories, already I see the whole movie before it ends. Others, they do what? They externalize their emotions. Instead of really dealing with the problem, it will be like now they get easily angry because they can't see the status of the friend. Now the father's asking, why my socks are asking your mother when it's Father's Day. And in 2 months is Mother's Day, she wants something. So you see, even the family is affected. And there's also cyberbullying, even in our age group. So I know that when they are going to create a WhatsApp group for the class, I'll call it the class, there's going to be home rules. Please, let's listen to that. If you don't listen to that, he's very quick to kick you out. Misbehavior, there's no manner call to the office, is instant dismissal, plus out of the WhatsApp group. So it also at times causes cyberbullying. Other people are bullied, we bully each other even as adults, but more with children. So I want us to start understanding, being digitally well ourselves first before we take it out to other people. So we do identify others that even will they bully other Modi society. Yeah, you You dare not come to the society with the money you promised me. It's bullying. This adult is bullying. You are going out on a trip. Yeah, you must bring my 6-pack or else I'm going to tell him what you did. It's blackmailing, cyberbullying. So it's all ages. This seems like identify a bit of those things. So and then if it is not controlled, it becomes what we call addiction. It's a behavior that may look similar, either effects on behavior, pattern, emotional. At the time, like you don't see your phone, or you forgot your phone at home. You can't work the whole day, you are so stressed. I'm telling you, you're off, you're just not functioning. Then you end up having stomach cramps, having a headache, having diarrhea, itching, now the allergies wake up. Now you're all sick all of a sudden because of the phone. And you're not sure if he knows your PIN. If he knows your PIN, then you know there's something that might not be here. This is very important, guys. In your families, so you correct me if I'm wrong, but in your families, if there's somebody you really, really trust, at least let them know to open your phone. There was an incident whereby somebody demised, and even the child, the only child, couldn't open the phone to get most of the things. So at times, at least a number somewhere where you write it, even if you can call it whatever. But there's somebody who, okay, when bad is bad, you know that person can open. So it is very, very, very important. Now you are scared that you forgot your phone. Woo, he's going to see. Oh, I can't see her status because I don't have a phone. Can't work. The manager says, hey, you said you bring the prep for your baby class. Is it ready? Oh, you know, ma'am, it's in my phone. I forgot it. So now you are here. You're going to learn that, but it's online. Even if you leave the phone at home, whatever, what goes with you? You've got your email address, Gmail, whatever, you link it to open. Life goes on. The clinical features of your programs in the internet related have been described in many types. They include internet addiction in most cases. Okay, this one is really serious. Pathological internet use. That means like when they say somebody is a pathological liar. So you ask, is the sun out? No. The sun is out. That person doesn't know the difference between the truth and lying. So now imagine if you are a pathological internet user. That means that things are very bad. Problematic internet use, excessive internet use also. Then it also leads into dependence. It's like that's like it's now open. It's alcohol, it's substance. It might not, we only think of addiction as substance, alcohol. This also falls into that. This is from the psychiatric book of diagnosis, DSM-5 TR. So the 2023, they now formally have a diagnosis for it. But it's not all lost because we're here. We've seen where we've been wrong, what we can do now. We need to recover. We are addicted now at different levels. Addiction is at different levels. So how do we recover? Our good old Google. Also, if you've got an Android phone, you do see sometime when it says how long you've been on the phone, how long, whatever, as much as it is good, it can count your steps and stuff. But it does give warning of how to protect yourself. So they offer digital well-being app. It offers help to those who want to balance life and technology. Like you know that you can control yourself. So maybe you do have play games for 20 minutes, then you set an alarm. Then when it goes ping, 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 really leave the phone somewhere because but maybe I can be on another level. So it also has a feature of winding down with grayscale, like maybe it does no longer show, it comes very bright at the back. Then that you can do when you go to bed and sleep. And people, even when they sleep, when they turn like, really, then you don't rest. So that's where the ADHD comes in because they also don't sleep very well, these children. So you can also put it on do not disturb. It's not a sin, it's your phone, your body, nobody owns it more than you. You have the control over it. More than ever now that we are going to be working online. So we really need to know how to control ourselves. As I said, like, that's why I had to look for this good old clock, yeah? That goes, you know that one? And then everybody wakes up. If you know that you can't control yourself, have something like this, put it there. Then you're not like, I'm watching Batabile, TikTok for 20 minutes, which is too much for me. Then when you start to leave and do what you're supposed to do. So you can use timers, switch off, set specific time that can be available. If you say, like for myself, on Sundays from 3 until the next day at my work, because they used to know that Mahlodi is not available. Whereas even Sundays, the whole Sunday is my Sabbath, my whole Sunday. Then from 3 until tomorrow, I'm not available. You can, if you really want me and you really know me, you know who to call to get me. So that's why having control. Limit communication that are not critical. Other things, even if you don't answer, it's not critical. And I'm also going to talk about your space at work. It's good that Kodishang, they're coming with taking, you can do the work, whatever, but you must also know where to set limits. You can't be expected to do crash work at home. Crash work, I don't say your study work online, study work, crash work. Because even employers at times, we forget that people got lives outside the home, you know? And then what else can we do? We can exercise. Some of us can open up this. You can take a walk without your phone, have phone-free meals. We're eating supper, you know, at times read a real book or engage in a hobby that doesn't need a phone, you know? And I like gardening. Maybe that's why I made an example of gardening. Well, yeah, I mean, because I didn't attend crash, you know, to 2 stories. So I love playing with soil. So yeah, that leaves me. So this is what I have for you. And I believe we'll be working as a team. I've got more questions like this. I'm so excited. I'll be coming in explaining a lot about Amani. This is not the platform, but Amani here. So I'll be really looking into the emotional well-being of you guys while doing the course also, because we all have our loads before we even focus on studying. We have to take care of our emotional states first. So, any questions? Any input? Any question? Yes, ma'am.
And I think when we're talking about internalizing, especially when you are on the social media a lot, you see all these people displaying all these flashy lives, luxuries, all these fake things, and you start feeling bad about yourself because you think, hey, I don't have this, I'm not enough, I'm not good, I'm not slim, I'm not, beautiful, I'm dark, I'm all those kind of things. So it really does affect you negatively.
Yes, it does affect your confidence, self-esteem, even see you being the child created by God, his own image. So yeah, that's a good one. And others, when they get paid, they show us their plates, but they don't show us not. Okay, thank you.
What?
Yes.
There's another question.
Just a comment.
Yes, sir.
Especially for what you work for.
Yes.
Just fella for comment, especially for what you work. I'd say people probably stop on TikTok because they will attention span. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I use and trade off even to fast. So so yeah, that's just the comment for me.
No, thank you very much for picking that one up. So what's the name?
Oh,
Yeah.
Producer Kinal CD from YEM online.
Okay, as we said, you're saying just now, as a coaching to the older generation, he says that must effectively wanted to say stop. But you said limit use of TikTok because it affects the attention span. Then you're no longer able to concentrate or listen to longer conversations. They make them to be short 1-2 minute videos so that they can get their likes. But I'm also going to add a little bit on Cocomelon.
Yeah.
Cocomelon is also addictive. Cocomelon is addictive. It's addictive. It's addictive. It's not a babysitter. It doesn't replace his parents. So yeah, I can talk about that.
Thank you very much. And to the folks online still with us, Kwezi, Georgia, thank you very much. I don't know if you have anything you want to share. You can unmute, share your thoughts before we wind down the session.
Kodishang, just want to say thank you, man. It was a very fruitful session. Learned a lot about the tools that are out there in the space of the ECDs. We currently doing work with after-school programs within the site in East Rand and Mpumalanga, and I think it's going to be very useful information to share with them as well. Thank you very much to all the speakers and the participants.
Thank you. Thank you very much, President. Georgia, would you like to share anything before we close the session? Georgina, sorry.
Yes, from my side, I must say, with everything that has been said and having the experience that I do with Internet Society, as you may know, I'm also an alumni when it comes to Internet Society. I'm pleased that this is the route that is being taken. You know, I'm pleased that now we are involving everybody within the educational background. If we're going now to foundation phase, this seems very feasible for me because even the teachers in the foundation phase, their methods of teaching, it's been evolutionized, you know, because they're dealing with another criteria of children, if I may say, themselves. They're naturally bonded to these kids, you know, so yeah, I guess it's from us to keep up, you know, and having such programs where we need to learn. We're looking forward to a very brighter future, I must say, in the educational background in South Africa. It's just for us to hold each other and guide each other as we go along. But yeah, thank you so much for you guys bringing this together and for everybody that's participating. Thank you.
Thank you. So on behalf of Internet Society, on behalf of Internet Society Foundation, on behalf of Internet Society South Africa chapter, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining TechBridge. Today was us talking about TechBridge. Today was us trying to unpack this big program we are taking a journey on. This is our first step on us crossing this bridge so that we can get over this digital divide for our communities. This is the first of many steps. So again, let me summarize TechBridge before closing. We're going to be sharing skills, tools, funding, resources, and collaborating together. It is a long journey, but it's a journey that's going to be interesting. It's a journey that's going to be impactful to you, the educators, and your communities. And I hope that when the online platform opens at end of November for self-paced learning, that you can take advantage of it and get to help us identify where we must beef it up. So that in January, the program starts officially and there are tutors and everybody else, we then worked out the bugs and what we feel to say must be fixed as ECD practitioners. Then we carry on with TechBridge for that 1 month and we identify the courses we want to do. And after TechBridge, we are still part of the TechBridge program because there are things we must implement practically in the creches. Like the January and what is online learning. Like Mrs. Zondo said from Amani Good Parenting that we do things digitally and must take some time to do things practical. There must be practical implementations of the things we are learning, whether it's building community networks, dealing with cybersecurity, dealing with educational programs. And let us utilize the young people from YEM. I'm going to add them into the group so that they too, when there's a space or a gap in your ECD, that you feel that, you know what, I can at least afford a stipend for this person to come and help. We are pushing back unemployment. So TechBridge is not only about skills and technology, it's about one, empowering future leaders, two, fixing our communities, and hopefully growing your crutches to a point where they can impact and create financial opportunities to push back on unemployment. And with that said, I'd like to thank you for coming. And we are going to share all the slides from the presentations. We're going to share all the links. We are going to have the platform posted on internetsociety.co.za. So when you go to that website, you'll be able to find all the resources of TechBridge there. And of course, while we are having some refreshments or something, we can then discuss to say, do we make a WhatsApp group or do we function on? Thank you very much.